Welcome to Just a Thought, a podcast for misfits who've turned self-reflection into a lifestyle. Around here, we get into the messy stuff, mental health, connection, and the daily chaos of being a human. It's kind of like therapy, but with some sarcasm and fewer co-pays. I'm your host, Purple Energy, and every week we'll obsess over one subject we know best, ourselves. Because if you're going to spiral, why not make it about yourself? This is Just a Thought.
Today's episode is a special one, for sure. It is breaking up with potential. Why I'm no longer settling for someday. Oh, honey. This one right here, I feel has been long overdue. I say that because we are essentially trained to stay. And I do love the women who have come before me. I do. But I think that kind of mentality has harmed us in the long run because we wound up dating a person for who we presume they would be in a future date, that the future date never arrives. Therefore, we forfeit of seeing them who they are in this moment as they are. Okay? So any of y'all that's out there that's listening that are in your 20s, listen to me. Do not waste your time dating potential. It will not lead to a ring. Run like hell if he hasn't shown you what you need in this moment. If that man or woman cannot give you the things of what you believe that you need in the moment of right now, leave him. Hands down, leave him. This is for all of those who have found themselves waiting for that significant other to grow up, to grow into the love that it could be, that it can be, while you're stuck holding on to a space for a future that just never arrived. You're sitting there 2 years in and he's still, wow, it's 4 years in and she's still, If you are lingering around with that question, you know what you need to do. Trust me. Do not throw yourself to the side for this person. Do not self-sacrifice. When I tell you, I wish that they would have told me this, baby, I probably would have stayed with that man for 9 years. You know? Now, again, bless the women before me. I love them, for sure. I understand that there was a time where you had to tough it out because of the economical circumstances and environmental circumstances. So I understand that. But we are in a time where we have access. Women should no longer have been telling their daughters to stay with a man that has potential. It's essentially saying he has nothing. And I can only speak for myself. When I say this, I was ingrained to stick it out and to be compassionate, be understanding, understand that he may not come in with all the bells and whistles, but if we built together and we set the foundation, we'll be okay. You know, my mother used to always say, baby girl, you got to choose your words. Okay. He's a man and you got to choose your words. When you talk, it's like very direct. And it doesn't mean that you're trying to hurt this person's feelings, but your directness can come off wrong. So you have to have more sugar. In other words, you cannot catch a bee without any honey. And so that was my first introduction into dating potential. The first frog that I kissed, this baby broke my heart. I am very sentimental. People don't realize that. They think like, you so strong, girl. You just show up, poof, and everything is okay. I'm like, you see that? That's not what I see. I never see what people see in me. I think parts of that is, at least from my perspective, they're trying to pacify the situation so I can do X, Y, Z for them. Or they're trying to make it seem because I did it, they can't do it. They're trying to give themselves an out, right? So the first frog I kissed, it was with Tanjo. My first boyfriend was like 9. His family lived across the street from my family. There was an exception because my grandparents knew his family very well. And so everybody was like, oh, it's just puppy loved and everything like that. When I tell you, this baby used to break my heart. He used to break my heart. He would break up me over the most smallest thing. A new girl got his attention and he was breaking up with me. The summertime came in and he felt like it was hot outside. He's breaking up with me. I remember one time he told me he broke up with me because I had hair extensions. The games children play. But I loved him. Every time I would go to the city and see him, and he would ask for forgiveness, and I would just forgive him. I'm la 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 in the fairy tale of love. That was my first time of dating potential, understanding that it was okay. He loved me. He didn't like me because of this, and it was okay. But it wasn't okay. Then those excuses of potential happened in my adulthood. But I will say, although I dated people with potential, I was a person that was very firm on things that I stood by. My non negotiable was if you found yourself in trouble with the law, I am not a pen pal. I am leaving you. I would tell any person that wanted to date me because I had a taste for the bad boys. That should come as no surprise. Needless to say, I was adamant that if this happened to you, I was out. I was very direct. I was very upfront. I'm talking maybe the second, third date. And another non negotiable for me was if you lie to me, you'll steal from me. And if you steal, you'll lie. Third, you had to be in college. I was in college, so hear me. Even if you wasn't in college, I was going to help you get there because, baby, again, we are building somewhere, right? You have this potential, but it has to be with a degree. It got to be with education because that's what I was taught. Those was my three little principles that I had, and I was off to the races. When I was in college, the guy that I was dating, he wasn't in college, so I helped him get into school. And actually, he was very smart. I didn't understand why he wasn't in school. What are you doing? You're wasting potential. Like I literally said to him, you're wasting your own potential. You are this smart. Like you're making these grades. His grades was better than mine. He was doing his thing. I was just so proud of him to see him just really blossom. Because at first he was fighting me about going to school. And when he actually went, he was really excited. The potential started to evolve. And I started to see it form and shape. We dated for 3 years. And that little butterfly got himself in trouble with the law. Now, the funny thing was, the first time it happened, it wasn't that he got in trouble with the law. I was at his house and he was like, oh, I'm going outside, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, I don't think you should go outside right now. Like, I think you should stay in the house. I don't know what it is, but I just need you to stay with me. And he was like, no, I'm going so and so. You know how guys are. When their mind is stuck on whatever they doing it. So I was like, okay, when you get there, I need you to call me. He like, "You tripping." I'm like, "No, seriously, like, I'm not I'm not being funny. I'm dead serious. Like, I need you to call me. I need to know that you're okay." So less than 10 minutes later, he calls me, screaming frantically and everything. And I'm like, "Oh my God, what happened? What happened?" And he was like, "My car just got shot at." I was like, "What?" I'm losing it. I'm telling his mother, like, "Oh my God, so and so this happened to him and everything. Where are you? Where are you? Like, are you okay? Is everything okay?" He was like, "I'm fine. I'm on my way back to the house." Like, he was like, "Don't call the cops." I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" He comes in, and his mother's like looking to see if he has any bullet wounds or anything like that. We're frantically checking over him. He's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. How the hell did you know something was gonna happen to me? How'd you know this?" "I told you to stay in the house. I just had a feeling. I felt something was wrong and I needed you to stay in the house. I can't explain it. I just felt it. Had you listened, this wouldn't have happened." I was like, "Remember when I told you if you ever got into trouble with the law, I will leave you?" He was like, "Yeah." I said, "Understand that holds true. So if you did anything, understand where we lie at with each other." He was like, "I didn't do anything. I was just driving minding my business. The shots wasn't meant for me. They were meant for somebody else." A couple of days went by, and lo and behold, it wasn't for him. It was for somebody else. He just happened to be in a crossfire at the wrong place at the wrong time. That incident happened. I want to say maybe 7 months later, altercation happens. I'm at church and we had a prophet come this day. Now, meanwhile, I'm not into the whole like people prophesying. I'm a young person. I was not into that. I'm go to church to sit. People shouting and everything. I'm like, oh, okay. I just look at him. This prophet came, and what he did was, I guess to get people excited, he wound up going to this couple. It was a woman and a man, and he was saying to them, "Remember when I came here last year? What did I tell you guys? You told me I should marry her, that she was going to be my wife." And he was like, "So is she?" "Yeah, actually, we just bought a house and she's pregnant." When I tell you, all the women in there screamed like Chris Brown was on the stage, okay? It was a whole uproar. I'm like, what the heck is going on? He just losing it over this prophet. This man is going around prophesying over people, blowing at people, saying money is coming to them, how they got good fortune. I mean, the church was on 10. I have never seen nothing like this in real life, only on TV. I'm just sitting in the back, like, okay, Ma, I'm going to the bathroom. Like, I ain't got time. When is church getting out? That's honestly what I was thinking. I'm like, when is church getting out, honey? Okay. So either way, I'm coming back from the bathroom and my mother is running towards the bathroom. She's like, baby girl, what? You gotta let this prophet speak to you. Going on and on. Mom, can you stop? Like, for real. I'm telling you, this man he's real. He's real. He's not playing around, baby girl. Okay. So I come back into the sanctuary and he was like, I only have time for 2 more people. Everybody, you hear me, in the church was like, me, putting their hands up. I mean, these people were going crazy. My mother, to her true nature, that woman loud when she needed to be. She was like, over here. When I tell you, everybody was saying the same thing, but that man only heard her. He was walking back to the pulpit. He turned so swiftly and walked directly to us. Now, meanwhile, we're 2 rows from the exit where I like to sit when I'm at church, okay? I want to be in and out. The man comes up to us and the man said to me, you are in a relationship that is draining you. You need to get out. God is going to use you. Clear as day. Now, he goes to the row ahead of me. Also a young lady there. She was Indian. He tells her that she's going to get into a good school. Her parents don't have to worry about anything. The scholarship is going to take care of her while she's in school. Now, meanwhile, the man prophesying over her, and I'm like, dang, in the back of my mind, I'm like, why didn't I have her? He started blowing on her. He was like, you're going to make so much money in this field. I mean, he's blowing on her. He was telling her, prepare yourself for the level of financial that is about to be bestowed on your family. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, he going to tell me God is going to use me? Like, isn't God using the rest of these people that's in here? So how am I any special? That's it. It's what I thought to myself, y'all. So we get out of the church, and in the church parking lot, I called this person and I said, we need to break up. He was like, you're funny. You're losing your mind. And I'm like, no, I'm serious. He was like, no, you're losing your mind. He was like, I am not breaking up with you. And I'm like, no, you're not breaking up with me. I'm breaking up with you. Well, why are you breaking up with me for? You're the best thing that ever happened to me. My life is moving in a way, and I know it's because of you. Why are you trying to dismantle this? We're building something here. I'm just going to be honest with you, and I don't need you to judge me right now. This prophet came to the church and he said that I'm in a relationship and it's draining me and I need to get out. It's not healthy for me. He laughed so hard. So you mean to tell me you're going to break up with me because somebody in church told you that God said to break up with me? Okay, you're losing it. I'm going to give you a couple of days to get yourself together and that's it. You could think I'm playing, but I'm for real. Lo and behold, 72 hours later, he got in trouble with the law. He called me. So me and his mother proceeded to go down to the booking and get him out. And so I was like, we over. I'm so happy that I was able to be a part of your journey to help you, but I won't be there to see you finish it. I told you before that that was my non-negotiable. That was my number one. I told you that when I first met you. I cannot let myself go down this path with you. I am not a pen pal. I love you. Yes, I know who you are and I see your potential and I know that you are worthy. But you want me to put my life on hold until you come back? I said, that is not fair to me. And if you love me, you will let me go. And he was like, if you love me, you would stay with me during the hard times. And I said, baby, this ain't a hard time. This is a rough patch. The difference. I've stayed with you during rough times. This is a rough patch. And I'm not willing to sacrifice myself for you in this moment. No. I know for some of you, you stayed. I'm not saying this to make you feel bad at all. I'm just sharing my experience about dating people with potential and choosing them for who they can be, but they are not. It is okay to help a person develop, right? Because some people just didn't grow up in a household that was healthy, where they had people that believed in them, right? Some women spend so much time investing in a man. He has no job. He has all these nots. And she builds him up and help him to be. Then he winds up cheating on her or he'll leave her once he got the money. We have stayed during all kinds of trials and tribulations and weren't honored in return. It is never healthy to date someone for who they could be because I need you to be that right now. It is great that you have those qualities and attributes, but can you show me that you can be at least 3 of those attributes in this moment? If not, then we could be friends, you know? It is not healthy for you to put your life on hold for another person at all. It's just not fair. I remember a college friend of mine, we made a pact that we would not have children until we finished college. I want to say maybe 2 weeks after I was making this pact, she wound up pregnant. And she stopped doing the very thing that she loved the most, which was going to school. She put that off for the person that she was with. Recently, we were talking, and her and the guy's no longer together. So she was proceeding to tell me how she was upset with me because I kept saying that they were going to get back together and everything was going to be okay. And I didn't try to defend my position or anything. I just listened to her. When she was done, I said, I apologize. I said, do you mind if I share how I'm feeling about the situation? So she goes, yeah. I said, we were in community with each other. So me saying to you that it was gonna get better, etcetera, was because we were in community. I was with you guys. I talked to you. I talked to him. I was physically there with you guys. You know how when you have a friend and you feel like you're in their relationship, not in it to give an opinion, but you feel the pain that they feel when they go through these ups and downs and these hurdles that they have because you are there mentally and emotionally with this person, helping them navigate this moment that they have with each other. I said, because I was there for those things, this was a community. Essentially, he broke our community. He broke our trust. I wasn't trying to get you to stay, telling you that you guys can get through this. Even though you decided to leave, keep yourself open to love. It's going to happen because they have been through a lot of things. She was dating someone with potential and it ended, unfortunately, it didn't end in the way that she thought it was going to end. I said to her, could I be frank that I felt you gave up what you wanted for him? She was like, yes, I did. So that's why I say we need to stop teaching our daughters, especially, to stop dating men with potential because it does not serve them. It does not serve them mentally, emotionally. Most importantly, it doesn't support them spiritually. Because why would the divine want you to be with somebody who is for a further date, a possibility? He will have you do things, you, the individual. It's okay to help people, but make sure that you're not putting you to the back burner because when you are dating someone with potential, essentially that's what you're doing. You are putting your desires and wants and needs on hold for someone else. That is not fair. That's why I say spiritually, it hurts you because the divine in you would never ask you to put yourself on hold. Life is about evolution. And that's what the divine is. He's the creation of life. Things are seasons and times and changes. So again, why would he want you to spend 5 seasons on hold for somebody else, mind you, not for a hold that he asked you to? We haphazardly go into these things saying, God wants me to do. Is it God or is it your desire? And if you do date somebody with potential, definitely put some boundaries and some parameters around it to safeguard yourself. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Because although it was very painful for me I had spent 3 years with this person, it had to end. It had to end. And we had a really good time together. Like, he had some really good attributes. Although sometimes he got on my nerves, him and I were very much the same. I felt he was the male version of me. He had this way of calming me down and seeing me exactly as I was and getting me to come out of my shell when I wanted to hide. And he'd be like, it's hard, but you're gonna sit here and deal with it. It's okay. You're gonna overcome it. Even when we were dealing with those moments, he still was like, I don't want you to run. I want you to come out. I want you to sit here with me. He helped me blossom in ways in the relationship and in myself personally. You know, he's still a friend of mine to this day. And yes, he's still mad at me that I left him during his moment of where he felt like I left him during his moment of need. And it's like, no, I didn't. Okay, that was your choice. And so my choice was, I'm out of here. You know, make sure that you are not going into these situations haphazardly because love is not confusing. Love has trials and tribulations, but love is not difficult. One thing that is very utmost important is love is a choice. We get to choose who we love and how we show up and how we honor and respect love. So I'll leave you with this question. What parts of you have you been settling for someday love? Sit with it. No need to rush this question. Trust yourself. Whatever decision is made in this moment, that you can handle the outcome. Why? Because you love you. That is most important than loving someone else.
That's it for this week's episode of Just a Thought. Thank you for thinking out loud with me. If something hit home, made you laugh, or made you feel just a little less alone, share it with a fellow misfit. And remember, your thoughts aren't always real, but they are worth exploring. Until next time, keep obsessing responsibly.